Hello, everyone. I'm Sophia. You are joining me here in the World Tapping Circle. Hello, welcome to the World Tapping Circle. Thank you for taking time for yourself. Thank you for taking time to process what's going on and making time for emotional hygiene and self-care in your life. This is a way that you are contributing to not only yourself, but the people that you love, your family, your work, your purpose, your kids. Basically, everything that you are involved in is going to benefit because you took time to get down with your good self and scrub out what has been on your mind, so you have more of your mind to apply to what's real and true and good and important in your life. Good job. All right, well, today's circle is finding faith. So wherever you are feeling like you've lost trust, you've lost faith, you are not sure that anything good and right and true and real is ever going to change, happen, or move in the right direction for you, this is a place to process discouragement, a feeling of lack of trust, a feeling of betrayal, a feeling of hardship, where life is throwing you something hard, or life is throwing the people that you love something hard. And it's just really hard to have faith right now that things are going to turn out, or that things are happening for a reason. So I'm sure you can identify with that. There are some wild things going on in this world, some really sad, tragic, hard things going on in this world, and we're all being touched and affected by that pain and that process. And it's really easy just to be like, oh my gosh, life has it in for me, us, them, the world. How am I going to imagine a future that makes sense? So this is going to be very helpful and supportive. I want to say hey to the people who are here live with us. Hey, Amanda. I see Patrick. Hi, beautiful Barbara. Saying, this is a good tap for me as my dear friend is going into hospice tomorrow. Thank you for this timely tap. Blessings from Bluff City. Wow. Just tune in and see, where is it that you're having a hard time imagining that there's some sort of rhyme or reason to what you're experiencing, or that we as a collective are being put through. And focus your attention on one aspect that you would like some support on, remembering that you can use this tap again and again on all these different parts. Maybe you're like, I've lost faith in men, I've lost faith in women, I've lost faith in myself, I've lost faith in the world, I've lost faith in nature, I've lost faith. What I was saying is that there's a lot going on in the world, and a lot of things that you could feel disillusioned about, whether it's about love, whether it's about the way the world is being run, whether it's about people in your family, or acts of nature, or financial stuff, or wherever you're feeling let down or hard done by or screwed over. This tap is going to be super helpful and useful for you to let go, release, and keep moving. Why? Because life throws us curveballs all the time. Everybody gets something that they have to deal with, right? And if there are too many of those things lodged in us, we slow down, we get tired, we get dysfunctional, we get triggery, we get less trusting, we get less creative, less ability to take risks and move forward and think clearly and logically and strategize, right? Because we're being emotional, reactive, and scared. What you want to do is keep your eyes open, but also keep your heart open, keep your mind open, and keep calling in flow. And you have to do that from a relaxed, calm nervous system. So this is going to really help you clear the stuff that may be overwhelming or distressing you. Having said that, choose your topic, remembering again that you can do this tap as many times as you want on multiple different topics, or the same topic in multiple different sections. And in the World Tapping Circle video library, found at worldtappingcircle.com. All right, 5 minutes to tune in to your issue, ask yourself some core causes questions, and I'll see you on the other side to get tapping. Let's go into the core causes questions. All right, sweet beings. We are swimming through some technical issues today. And it makes sense. The world's kind of going off the rails right now. But we're going to hang tight. We're going to tap our way through to the other side, hold each other, hold ourselves, hold on to that thread of love and peace and connection that we have from within, that we are building every time we tap. We stabilize, ground, connect to the earth, open our hearts to the truth of who we are, and put our antennas up into the ethers where we can feel what is right and true and honest move through us and animate us. So from this centered and grounded space, we are now going to enter the portal where change is possible. On your mark, get set, go. Big deep breaths. Finding your collarbones dropping down to the center of your chest. Massaging the front of your chest. Finding that sore spot, tuning into your issue where you've lost faith either in yourself, in others, in the world. Tuning into your issue. Now, if your issue was a movie, what would the title be? Just blurt it out. It doesn't have to be a blockbuster title. Just what would you call this issue if it was a movie? And breathe, tapping the eyebrows, even though there's a part of me, tapping the temples, that feels distraught, angry, disillusioned, like I've lost all confidence in, and then say what it is that you're having a trouble with. Tap the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the nose, this part of me. Tapping under the lips that's lost faith in, and then say what it is. Tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the front of the ribs. I deeply and completely accept myself. Tap the side of the ribs, even though I've lost faith in what? Just say it out loud. Life, the universe, God, myself, men, women, family, what is it? Tapping the top of the head, this part of me. Tap the side of the head and the back of the head that's lost faith. Tapping the eyebrows. Tapping the temples. It's okay. I have every right to feel, and then say how you feel. Disillusioned, angry, betrayed, frustrated, mistrustful. Tapping the cheek, say it again. I have every right to feel, and then say it one more time. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the lips. Tapping the chest. It's okay. Tap the front of the ribs. I deeply and completely forgive myself. Tap the side of the ribs, even if it's very hard for me to trust. And then say what it is that you've lost trust, faith, and confidence in. Tap the inside of the wrist. We're going to say that several times. It's hard for me to trust what? Say it again. If it's life, it's life. If it's nature, it's nature. If it's myself, it's myself. Big deep breath. Tapping the index finger. It's so hard for me to trust and then say again what it is. Tapping the middle finger. It's completely understandable. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Why I have a hard time having faith in what? Tap the little finger. I love and respect myself. Tap the side of the hand. And I give myself the possibility. Tap the top of the head. Of releasing this, and then say what's there for you. Is it anger? Is it betrayal? Is it pain? Is it shock? That's in the way of me having faith in what? Tapping under the nose. There's a part of me that says what? What do you hear yourself saying? Like, I'm never going to trust again, or there's no way I can feel safe. What is it that you hear yourself saying again and again inside about this issue? I'm never going to forgive. I'm never going to get over this. I'm not safe. Nobody's safe. What do you hear yourself saying? Tapping the front of the ribs. It's okay. Tap the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist. And I accept this part of me that feels shocked. Tap the side of the thumb. What else? Devastated. Tap the index finger. Maybe disassociated, like I've left my body. I don't even know how to deal with this. Tap the middle finger and breathe. I'm experiencing, and then say what you're experiencing. Take 1 whole minute to describe it and begin. Tapping as you talk. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. Keep breathing. What else? Tap the little finger. Big deep breath. It is so hard. Tap the side of the hand. I don't know what to do. I can't make sense of this. I feel myself contracting, closing up, shutting down. Tapping the top of the head. This part of me that feels, and then say again what you're experiencing. Tap your temples and breathe. Tapping the cheeks. I'm feeling, and then say what you're feeling. Overwhelmed, uncertain, at a loss, frozen. Tapping into the lips. This part of me that feels absolutely, and then say what you're experiencing. Say it 3 times. I feel, big noisy breath. Say it again, tapping the front of your ribs. I feel what? Tapping the side of your ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I give myself permission. Tap the side of the thumb. To process this anxiety, uncertainty, disbelief. Tap the index finger. I accept the part of me that cannot make sense of this. Tap the middle finger and does not want to trust again. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. It's okay. I don't have to open my mind, my heart, ever again if I don't want to. Tap the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the hand, even if I'm having a hard time trusting. And then say what it is. Tap the top of the head. Having a hard time trusting life, women, men, nature, the world. Tapping the cheeks. I love and respect myself. Tapping under the nose, even if I never open up to, and then say what it is that you're having a hard time finding faith in. Tapping the chest. It's hard for me to trust, and then say what it is. Tap the front of the ribs. So what does this situation remind you of? Sometimes it's just the shock of what it is. And sometimes it's the shock of what it is plus the last time something similar happened. So maybe it reminds you of the last time or the first time that something like this happened, and it's all compounding. Tap the inside of the wrist. It reminds me of what? What does this issue remind you of? Maybe, oh yeah, I've had this happen to me before. Or something very much like it happened to me or my family. Tap the index finger. It reminds me of, and blurt it out again if there is something that this reminds you of that re-stimulates an older issue or wound. Tapping the middle finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Even though this issue reminds me of what? Tapping the little finger and breathing. Tapping the side of the hand. I give myself permission. Tapping the top of the head. To release the stress and anxiety. Tap the eyebrows. The pain. Tapping the temples and the heartbreak. Around, and then say what it is for you. Maybe it's around just this time. Maybe it's around the first time this happened, or something similar made you feel this way. Tapping under the lips. I give myself permission, tapping the chest, to recover my energy, my courage, and my faith. Tap the front of the ribs. Now we're going to go back and forth. We're going to argue with ourselves. I cannot trust again. I cannot afford. Tap the side of the ribs. To what? To be so vulnerable. To be so naive. To put myself in that position again. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I don't want to be blindsided. Tapping the side of the thumb. Big deep breath. I don't want to be shocked. Tapping the index finger. I don't want to be taken advantage of, tricked, hurt, devastated. Tap the middle finger. There's a part of me that does not want to relax. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Because I don't want to feel the shock of this ever again. I'm tapping the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the hand, even if there's a part of me that wants to check out. Tap the top of the head. Numb out. Tap the eyebrows. Tapping the temples. Ignore. Tap the cheeks. Or jump right into the trauma and the drama. Tapping into the nose. I allow myself tapping under the lips to resource myself. Tapping the chest by processing what's happened. Tapping the front of the ribs. Processing, and then say what it is you're trying to process. Tap the side of the ribs. Keep talking. What are you trying to process? Take 2 minutes. Here we go. Blurt it out. I'm going to tell you where to tap. You talk. Tapping the inside of the wrist and breathing. Keep going. Tapping the side of your thumb. Big deep breaths. Strong exhalations. Tapping the index finger. I give myself permission. Tap the middle finger to release this from my body. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger, even though there's a part of me that says it's not okay to let this go. Tapping the little finger, this part of me that says it's not okay to feel good. Tap the side of the hand. To feel at ease. Tap the top of the head. While this is happening, tap the eyebrows. This part of me that says I can't relax. Tap the temples. I can't be happy. Tap the cheeks. I can't take care of myself. Tapping under the nose when there's so much pain. Big deep breath. Tapping under the lips. Tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the front of the ribs. I give myself permission, tapping the side of the ribs, to release my resistance to being okay, even in the midst of this, and then say what's there. Pain, trauma, chaos, grief, shock, horror. What's there for you? Tap the inside of the wrist. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the index finger. And I accept the part of me. Tap the middle finger. That feels so devastated. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Unable to let go of what's occurring. Tap the little finger and then speak again. What's occurring for you? Vivid detail. Take a whole minute and describe it, tapping the side of your hand and breathing. Keep tapping. Keep talking. Top of the head. What else is happening? Tapping the eyebrows. Tapping the temples. Big deep breaths. Keep talking. Tapping the cheeks. Tapping into the nose. I love and accept myself. Tapping into the lips. And I accept the part of me that's really struggling with, and then say again, this issue. What's the hardest part for you about this whole thing? Say it out loud as you tap. The hardest part is tap the front of the ribs. That makes a lot of sense. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist and breathing. Tapping the side of the thumb, even though this is incredibly difficult. Tap the index finger for you and for who else? Who else is being affected? What are you seeing? I'm watching this devastate neighborhoods, communities, families, friendships. Tap the middle finger. I'm watching this, and then say what you're watching happen, or afraid of watching happen. Keep breathing and tapping and feeling. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I love and accept myself. Tap the little finger. Even though there's a part of me that lost faith in, and then say what it is. Tapping the side of the hand. I love and respect myself. Tapping the top of the head, big deep breath. I give myself permission. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head. To what? What are you giving yourself permission to do? To ground, to steady myself. Tapping the cheeks. To come back into my center. Tapping into the nose. Tapping into the lips. To hold a space of peace and compassion. Tap the chest. To be able to stay stable and useful during this time without bypassing. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the ribs exactly as I am. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I give myself permission. Tap the side of the thumb. To understand the situation from a grander perspective. Tap the middle finger. I give myself permission to let go of the need to understand. Tap the middle finger. Sometimes we can zoom out and see, okay, this makes sense. And then other times we're like, I can't even wrap my brain around this. Why is this necessary? Why is this happening? Why is this happening to them? Why is this happening to me? Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I love and respect myself. Tap the little finger exactly as I am. Tap the side of the hand. And I allow myself to gain insight and understanding, tapping the top of the head, and to release the need to completely get it, right? So maybe you're going to get really good hindsight clarity, which often happens. We're making space for that now. And maybe you're going to be like, I don't know. And maybe someday I will. But right now, I'm just going to have to accept the curveball that life is throwing. I'm going to have to accept reality, as painful as it is, and surrender to trying to get an explanation. Surrender trying to make sense of this. Surrender a way forward for now while I process and integrate what's happening. I'm tapping the side of the ribs, big deep breath. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb, and I give myself the possibility of enjoying my body. Tap the index finger, enjoying my life, even while this is going on. If you think about it, when something hard is happening, we want to share that pain. We're like, well, I shouldn't be happy. This person or these people are suffering, or I shouldn't be happy. This bad thing just, happened or is about to happen. And it's like, well, it does seem like, okay, in solidarity, I'm going to, join the fear, join the panic, join the looking for solutions team. But doing that from a depleted state, a state that says, I'm just as stressed as you are, we think it's sending the message, I care and I'm with you. But really, it's like, well, I'm down in the hole with you. So I'm also exhausted, depleted, stressed out, overwhelmed, sad, angry, afraid. How useful are you to anyone who's in that state when you are sharing that same experience? You're like, now we're both sad and mad, right? Tap the top of the head. I give myself permission to bring through the light. Tap the eyebrows. To bring through blessings. Tapping the cheeks. I give myself permission to ground and anchor reason, wisdom, and peace, so that I am a resource. Tapping under the lips. Because I am resourced. Let's say that one 1,001 more times. I am a resource because I am resourced. Tap the front of the ribs. I allow myself to be a resource of, and then say what's needed. A resource of compassion, a resource of help, a resource of calmness, a resource of stability, a resource of caring. Tapping the side of the ribs, because I am resourced inside myself. Right? Tap the inside of the wrist. This is the way I can be most useful. Tap the side of the thumb in to stay grounded, calm, and functional. Tap the index finger. Tap the middle finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I give myself permission. Tap the little finger. To be grounded, relaxed, even during, and then say what's happening during this transition, during this great loss, during this time of suffering, during this chaos. Tapping the top of the head, I give myself permission to bring peace, wisdom, tap the cheeks, and practicality to the situation, right? Not just sending you blessings, but what practical, logistical, boots on the ground thing can you do to make things a little bit better, because you're thinking clearly, which means you're not overextending, but you're also not paralyzed. You're like, oh, this makes sense. I could contribute attention, love, shelter, time, clothing, food, friendship, physical spaces, emotional space holding. Tapping the side of the ribs. I allow myself to listen for that inspiration and follow through. Tap the inside of the wrist. It's okay for me to have faith that something important is happening. Tap the side of the thumb. Even if I don't understand yet why it's important. Tap the index finger. Now, what could I mean by that? Say something really painful and scary and hard is happening. Why could it be important? Well, think about human history and think about your own life. Usually, it's some kind of shock that makes us take action. It's some sort of loss that makes us double down on preserving something beautiful. Right? Maybe there's something very beautiful coming from this difficult time. What could it be? I want you to name 2 or 3 things. You can guess, you don't have to be right, you can make stuff up. What could be something positive that comes from this challenge? Maybe it's just wisdom, like I learned. Maybe you are needing to take an action that you've been wanting to. Maybe it's bringing people together in this weird way. Maybe it's sending a message that says change needs to happen now. I'm open to the possibility of having faith that something bigger is at play here, that may be just starting to dawn. Tapping the front of the ribs. I accept the part of me that struggles with seeing how anything good could come from this. Tap the side of the ribs. And breathe. And tap the inside of the wrist. And it's possible. And then again, what is it that could be a silver lining to this? There's a growing up. There's a better use of resources. There's a deeper appreciation for something, maybe. A strengthening. A resolve. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger. I'm giving myself permission to grow from this experience in a positive way. Tap the little finger, trusting that life knows what it's doing. Tap the side of the hand. Even if I don't understand the full expression right now, Tap the top of the head. It's possible life knows what it's doing. Tap the eyebrows. That even in the midst of this, tap the cheeks. We are being taught, tapping under the nose, guided, tapping under the lips, shown how to grow and evolve, tapping the top of the chest, even when there's an apparent sense of loss. Tap the front of the ribs. I give myself permission, tap the side of the ribs, to have faith in the process of evolution. Tap the top of the head. All right, so here we have the biological aspect of ourself being challenged, the emotional and psychological aspect of ourself being challenged, so that we can grow and mature and learn what? What are you particularly being called to learn right now? It's not a contraction, not a skepticism, not a lack of trust. I am trusting, tapping under the lips, and creating faith in that the hand of life is behind this. Tap the chest. That we are being guided over and over and over and over to learn love. Tap the front of the ribs. Given chances to try again. Tap the side of the ribs. I love and respect myself. Tap the inside of the wrist. I give myself permission to find faith in, and then say what it is. Faith in myself. Faith in this process. Faith in... Tap the side of the thumb. Humanity, nature, life. I give myself permission to make medicine from this struggle. Tap the middle finger. Surrendering any remaining, and then scan and see what's still there. Maybe it's grief, maybe it's rage, maybe it's lack of faith. What are you willing to surrender for 30 seconds just as an experiment? I'm open to surrendering what? Tapping the little finger. Allowing myself to imagine that something knows what it's doing, as we are all being called to grow, to strengthen, to come together in this process. Tap the eyebrows. What is the process that you're in? Trusting what? Trusting that life knows what it's doing. I'm trusting that I am capable. I am trusting that somehow what's happening needs to be happening. That is hard and sad and scary and nonsensical as it might seem. Tap the chest. That something good and important will come of this. Tapping the front of the ribs again. I am allowing myself to have faith. Tap the side of the ribs. That the universe is inherently wise. Tap the inside of the wrist. The universe is inherently wise. Tap this side of the thumb. Tap the index finger. It knows what it's doing. Tap the middle finger. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I can relax my need to control or judge or even guess where this is taking us. Tap the little finger. Allowing myself to trust this process and name the process that you find yourself in. Maybe it's losing everything or grieving a loved one or watching something fall apart or burn to the ground. Tapping the top of the head, I give myself permission to trust that somehow this is an important part of the process. Tap the cheeks. I am learning to trust what life is offering and showing us. Tapping under the lips. Seeing a call to, and then what are you seeing the call to? Maybe it's letting go of things that don't matter. Maybe it's letting go of separation and isolation and coming together. Tapping the front of the ribs. Maybe it's valuing, right? Sometimes a really hard situation where things are taken away from us. We value the few things we have that really, really matter, like our life, our breath, each other. I'm allowing myself to find faith in life itself. Say that 3 times, tapping all over the body, allowing myself to find faith in life itself. Allowing myself to find faith in life itself. And breathe. Good job, everyone. How are you feeling? What did you learn? Where are you at now? Pop it in the chat. I'd love to know. We all would love to know and share your journey. I can tell you that I'm feeling stable and able. There are many, many things moving in my personal life, many things moving on this land that I am now the custodian of. There are many things moving out in the world for the people I'm working with and the people that I love and care about all over this world. Right? And I am trusting the process that life is teaching us all what we need to know. Bella says, thank you, Team Love. Glad to be able to log in. Good job, Magnus, on that one. Amanda's saying thank you. Ryan here, down from a 7 to a 1. That is a significant amount of peace. Congratulations, Ryan. Canada feels the stability rippling forth from you. Anyone else want to chime in? While we're waiting for those texts to come in, I want to remind you of 2 things. One is that we are building again on phase 2, moving from a sanctuary that is in a tent, which has been glorious and fun and beautiful, but tents don't last forever, and they are not as weather resistant as one would think. So we are building, remodeling a structure here on the land and doing a huge build to create an indoor space that is heated and air conditioned, that can sleep up to 12 people, so that we can do more work. So what you're going to be seeing in this next coming season is a lot more offerings from me and from other people who are coming to rent the land here. where there is, yeah, a place of stability and peace and joy and fun, where you can come and enjoy either what I'm creating or some of the people that I've trained are creating or others that we love and trust are creating. So that's exciting. I'm reading some of the other texts here. Serena says, oof, that was really emotional for me. Still feeling the emotions of surrendering and trusting life, even if it feels hard. Super feeling this Cancer full moon. I'm grateful to have allowed myself to cry and hope to continue. Bless you, Serena. Isabella says, wow, 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 wow. A 9 to a 3. So what I was needing and feeling. So much more grounded and hopeful. David said, I didn't know how much I needed this, feeling much more grounded. Molly says, I'm so inspired by you in this journey. Love you and team love. Thank you, Molly. Crystal says, thank you so much for this tap, feeling immense gratitude and faith and deeply appreciate you. And Barbara says, thank you. I felt like you were talking directly to me. I now know I have the strength to do what I need to do from a place of anger to a place of peace. I love y'all. I am so grateful that you're doing this work right along with me, shoulder to shoulder. We're all just moving the movement forward as we move our bloodlines that we carry in our body, our genetic information, our family information, the human experience, our personal information. We're just processing that stuff, being like, all right, let's get this party started. Let's bring this world into a place of peace and beauty. You don't have to think of yourself as some kind of superstar. You have a piece of the puzzle. You have a thread on the web, and when you start ringing that thread with peace and clarity, and it's connected to all the other little threads, that whole thing starts to vibrate and move. So wherever you are, it is perfect. Whatever pain you've been processing, needed for all of us. Thank you for doing the work for the collective. Thank you for doing the work for yourself. Thank you for moving yourself, your friends, and your family forward by taking this time. Crystal's saying, I look forward to live events in person on the magical land you're on. I am so excited too. Maybe I'll take a little video in the next few weeks when this next space is done, just to show you what I've been working on. And maybe I'll get Magnus to play it here on the circle so you can really see. But can you just picture me driving around in an all-terrain vehicle, checking on workers and ordering tile and being like, we need this, and they're going to come, and we need a ramp instead of stairs, and we need these walls this color, we need curtains here, and I want this view, and I want this kind of doorknob. That's what I'm doing, and it's really beautiful, fun, creative. It's a lot of work, but I love it, and I love making a sacred space for y'all to come and take off the pain and come back into yourself. And one other thing, I know I'm a bit chatty today because it's been a minute. I've been traveling. It's been a long holiday season. But I gave a free workshop for my construction workers this weekend and had these men in my living room tapping and healing and processing their childhood stuff, and just said, hey, you guys, I can't do this without you. And you're putting your backs into this. You're doing stuff there's no way I can do. And I want you to know that every nail you pound and every board you cut, you are creating a sacred space, and people are going to be dancing on that floor. They're going to be leaning on those walls. They're going to be eating at that kitchen counter, and they're going to be processing what happened to them, and they're making the world a better place because you were here. And they all cried, and it was beautiful. So I just want you to know that, you subscribing to the circle is helping keep us going. You donating to this project is helping keep us going. And I can't wait to show you what we're going to do with all that love and support and encouragement. There is a donation button. Please send us a little something, $5, $10, $50, $500. It all helps. We are deeply, deeply appreciative. This is a large push, the second one. We've been here a year and 4 months, and we've already done 2 trainings. So the next one's coming up in April. If you want to be a part of that, and it will be in our new sanctuary space that I've just been talking about. Here's the link. It's Train, Train with Sonya sonya.us, trainwithsonya.us, for the information to apply. It is starting to fill up. There is still room if you want to come, study with me for 10 days, work for 6 weeks online beforehand, get a year of the Tapping Circle subscription for free, and come join the movement movers. All right, that's trainwithsonya.us to apply for the training. And again, Magnus, if you just pop back up the donation link, I know I didn't let it stay up there for very long. All right, I love you. Thank you so much. I look forward to being with you again here in the circle.